Another Crab's Treasure is a super cute and fun 3D Souls-like platformer that I'll never be playing again, and here's why. Another Crab's Treasure can best be described as add some Donkey Kong 64 and all of this in the SpongeBob universe. Don't expect grim monsters, plotting protagonists and dark environments. No, we're playing as this cute little hermit crab, Krill, who gets hustled out of his shell by this cleverly named loan shark. Apparently the new Duchess, who now owns these lands, demands taxes. Think protection money, mafia style. Krill, who's been keeping to himself, is unaware and doesn't have the money. So just like that, his shell gets repossessed. The game really knows how to tug at the heartstrings. Krill's innocence and curiosity is heartwarming, and it's such a difference from the usual Souls-like suspects, where innocence and color are usually in shorter supply than women at a LAN party. Right from the get-go, I was invested and rooting for this little crab to get his shell back.
Lawbreaker!
Oh, Crab, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to grab a ticket?
You think yourself above the law!
I'm really sorry. I'll go to the back of the line, okay?
Another Crab's Treasure is Aggro Crab's second game, their first game being a satirical dungeon crawler where you explore the cursed ruins of a failed tech startup. Clearly, they're no stranger to odd and funny games, and that sense of humor is present in this game too. In the few hours that I've played, and admittedly I haven't gotten very far yet, it had me regularly chuckling out loud. Characters are funny and surprisingly well written, especially the bosses, the few that I've seen, are pretty creative and quirky. So, after this glowing recommendation, you might be wondering why I'm not playing this game anymore. And you might have already guessed it, but underneath this funny and innocent veneer of this kiddie-looking game is a deceptively difficult Souls-like. Where No Rest for the Wicked, a game I reviewed earlier this week, was more Diablo than Elden Ring. This one leans decidedly more the other way, and it shows in my death count. We'll get into that later, but let's talk gameplay first. The controls immediately feel familiar. We have an attack, dodge and charge attack. And when you find your first shell, you also get a block. And once you find your shell, you'll be hooked. There's 50 different shells to collect, all with different powers. Ranging from boosting your attack speed, transforming yourself into a little 10-legged bowling ball, or electrifying your shell.
Oh my!
Making the shell system even better is the fact that you can attach hangers on, modifying your attack, but also modifications to your shell, which in fairness I haven't even gotten to yet, but it all works really well. And yet, for the safety of my Steam Deck, I can't continue playing this game, because every 15 minutes or so I have the overwhelming urge to smash my deck. The game follows the Elden Ring save system, complete with souls, in this case microplastics, to collect for upgrading your skills. Bonfires in the form of moon snail shells that serve as save zones where you can upgrade. If you're familiar with this setup, you also know that when you die, you lose everything you've gathered. You only get one chance to recover it before losing it all to the menacing Dark Souls god. And since the save spots are so freaking far away, more often than not, I'd lose my entire haul, and like a chump, had to start all over again. In all fairness, there are some difficulty adjustments to be made, but I have my pride. And that brings us to performance. As I'm sure you've already noticed, the graphics aren't fancy or flashy, but because of the art style, it doesn't need to be. The ocean looks beautiful with trash and junk everywhere. Not traditionally what you call beautiful, but you know what I mean. Character models look cartoony, fun and quirky, from the big bruiser crabs that swarm you at every point to the creative bosses you encounter. All of this goes to say that out of the box, this runs great on the Steam Deck. With all settings on high, the game stays consistently at 30 frames per second. If you'd rather go for 45 or 60 frames per second, downgrading is easy enough. Loading into the game is quick, which is good because you'll be doing it a lot. And other than some odd clipping bugs here and there, and annoying camera angles and sticky spots, this game runs very well. In fact, it's already Steam Deck verified. If you're looking for a Souls-like but you're tired of the old gloomy shtick, check out Another Crab's Treasure. Equal parts collectathon platformer, Souls-like and SpongeBob, with some amazing upbeat music and funny to boot. This is exactly what you're looking for. Check out this video to see what's coming out in May. There's some pretty cool stuff coming out, and I hope to see you in the next video.